Back to our next conversation tonight with newly appointed state legislator Tim Hernández of Northwest Denver. He's a teacher, a community organizer, and according to conservatives, he's dangerous. Marxist teacher who called for forceful cultural revolution lands seat on state legislature. So let's unpack that. Are you a Marxist?
I'm not a Marxist. I'm against oppression, right? And I think that there's a variety of political ideologies that align with that, right? But that is also a democratic value, that we are against oppressive policy, that we are in favor of lifting the oppressed and building conditions where the oppressed are not oppressed anymore, right? That poor kids don't just go to poor schools, that poor kids go to fully funded schools just like every other school, that people that are unhoused have the right to housing just like millionaires have the right to buy their second, third, and fourth homes, right? And I think for me, it really falls on the line of I'm fundamentally opposed to oppression.
Forceful cultural revolution. Physical force?
You know, I think physical force, some folks in their politics align to their role. Unfortunately, I don't see my role as a physical forcer, right? Like I'm a teacher. I don't believe in physically forcing anybody to do anything, right?
I mean, here's the deal. You're on the Fox News Channel homepage because people think that you were advocating for some kind of violent cultural revolution. And you said, violence isn't my bag.
No.
But do you think that it is necessary or acceptable?
I'm not here to police protest. You know, I think that folks who choose to relegate towards violence is a personal political decision for themselves. And I think that what that arrives at, and often is never people's first choice, right? Martin Luther King says the riot is the language of the unheard, right? And I think that as a state legislator, I'm looking forward to creating opportunities to hear communities, because hopefully we can prevent any form of forceful cultural violence.
Do you see or hear a disconnect between what young Coloradans are talking about and are concerned about and where you see attention being focused at the state level?
Yeah, absolutely, right? Every young person that I've ever met, ever taught in a classroom, ever met at a rally, ever organized with, ever worked with, is fundamentally afraid to die in a school. Right, and you know that's a really important issue, because last year there was an assault weapons ban that went up in the state legislature. Every young person I've ever talked to is in favor of an assault weapons ban, but folks at the state legislature didn't want to pass it. It died in committee on its first vote. Now, young people are becoming the adults. Young people are now the adults in the room. And now we're asking the critical questions of, are we going to uphold the same unjust society that we just lived through? Are we going to keep asking students to prepare to die in a classroom because adults won't be bold enough on gun violence? For folks like me, it's unacceptable.
My full 17-minute conversation with Democratic Representative Tim Hernández is up on the next YouTube channel. There, we also discuss whether his views align with those of the Colorado Democratic Party. He says they do.